It's why I've been trying to get back. I'm trying to get back. Trying to start a fucking little podcast. You guys are in Utah and all that shit. I'm like, that's right.
Don't forget to sign that thing right here.
I bet. Yeah.
Yo, what up, everybody, man? Thanks for tapping in. It's a Saturday night. I think it's Easter tomorrow, right? For
Yeah,
sure.
happy motherfucking Easter,
Oh
everybody.
yeah, man! And today, man, you know this was an episode we were actually gonna take the day off today, man. You know, I don't know how you know I don't like taking days off and shit, bro. I be
Nah.
grinding in Sunday, Monday, you know, or like Lefty Gunplay say from Tuesday to Tuesday and shit,
Tuesday
say
to
shit.
Tuesday.
But you know, we were gonna take the day off, and then Flags hit me up like, "Hey, I'm on the way to LA, bro. What's up with that interview?" I was like, "We working,
We
you know?
working.
And thanks for coming
Nah,
by, bro.
thank you guys for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
That's why it's super unexpected. But you know, Flags is somebody we were gonna interview in Vegas when we were in Ogden, Utah, on the way back, and we couldn't make it happen. And look, he was coming out here and he made some time today for us, man.
Straight
so
up. Just
welcome, bro, and welcome, man.
thank you,
know.
thank you for having me.
And I think yeah, though. So yeah, I guess we can start off with like how was the drive out from Vegas, bro?
Man, you know, it's Vegas, you know, just desert and shit, but it was cool, you know, just it was unexpectedly,
Yeah.
you know, just pulled up, had some business to do out here, so I'm like, you know what? Might as well just handle the shit. Let's pop back into the scene. You know, everybody think I'm gone, everybody think I'm sleeping or something, you know?
Yeah.
Had to pop back up on people and shit.
Yeah, and I noticed you got a new Instagram now too and shit.
Yeah. I be having little social media issues, but this one's here to stay.
Oh, that's what's up,
You
dude.
know?
Yeah. Nah, and it's dope that you come out here. Hey, dude, I remember when Vegas, the 4-hour drive seemed like a 4-hour drive and shit.
That
Now
shit-
those drives are like nothing, huh?
There's nothing.
Right? Like now I'd be going to Arizona driving, dude. And
Yeah.
even that is like I could go and come back in one day and shit, you know?
Yeah, that's why when you guys told me you guys were going to Utah, I'm like, damn, the homies driving.
Yeah. That's the farthest I've ever been driving now.
Oh, for
dude.
real?
Yeah. So I've been up to Frisco, down to Rosarito, Arizona, Utah now, and all that. Because I've been to the Grand Canyon and all that. So that's the furthest I've been out now is Ogden, Utah driving, bro.
I'm trying to go out there. The little homie out there cracking right now, you know?
Yeah, it's a Mando, bro.
Yeah,
and they
shout
got
out SM
Bug
Mando.
1800 and shit,
Yeah, another black homie. You feel me? I
Yeah.
respect that and shit. That's just crazy. That shit blows my
too.
mind.
Nah, for sure,
Hey,
bro.
but them guys can rap.
Yeah, nah, definitely he can rap
them,
and shit,
them
bro.
young cats can rap. I'm like, these motherfuckers is hot.
And then you know Ogden, Utah, we were out there. It's nice, bro. Like the mountains and the view, the
I
air's
bet.
cleaner and shit.
I
too,
never
dude,
been
you
to
know?
Utah, but I passed through there. I've gone like Nebraska, Texas, stuff like that, Kansas. But it's like, you know, it's just a beautiful experience to be able to see those places and shit.
Yeah, definitely. And shout out Speedy Inc, bro. They're doing their thing out there with the
Yeah,
tattoo
shout
shop
out Speedy
and all
Inc.
that,
Y'all go
man.
check them
You
out,
know?
man.
Yeah, definitely. He actually tattooed me and shit. He put my kid's name. And I was like, damn, bro.
While you were out there?
Yeah, when I was out there, I was
Oh,
like, I haven't
shit.
got a tattoo in like 20 years, bro. You know, and then he would like, you know, I've always wanted to get my kids' names
Yeah,
for
that's
some reason,
mandatory.
a portrait or something, bro. You know, I always tell everybody, you don't know real love till you have some kids and shit,
Man,
right? You know,
that shit is unconditional.
unconditional, right?
That's just
Like,
pure, man.
they could be the, and I'm not talking about anybody's kids, not even mine,
Nah,
so
yeah,
don't take
yeah.
it. But they could be the dumbest, craziest, stupidest kids.
Hey,
and shit,
shout out to
and
my
you-
mom, man. I'm pretty sure she understands that.
you still gonna love them and shit, you know?
Yeah, my mom got 5 badass boys.
Yeah, for real. You
Yeah.
see? Yeah.
And we're all from the hood, so it's like it's just crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy for
Yeah,
real. Yeah.
it's 4 of us, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can only imagine how she relates.
Yeah. And I was hearing, well, you're related to some of the cats we know on this side too.
Yeah,
They're your
like
cousins, so you have
The
a whole
homies from the
family and
6,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. So y'all be kicking it. deep at
Matter
the
of fact, hey, shout out my cousins, man. Shout out Psycho, and shout out Lil Wicked.
Yeah. They in the pen right now
Yeah,
too.
free
and shit,
the
no?
homies, free the
Yeah,
homies.
dude. You know, it's funny because I grew up with them before all these things, bro.
Yeah.
Like we were kids at the 4 block
That's
on
just
apartment
crazy.
building 3911. So I known them for like before like almost elementary days, dude.
Then you know them longer than I have, cause like it's funny, cause when I was in the pen, when I was in Folsom, I was right there on the yard with Wicked, and he's like, "What? Your last name, Panduro?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, He's like, "That's my last name." I'm like, "Shut up, fool! Like,
Yeah,
ain't nobody
yeah.
got that ugly ass last name, fool.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got Hardbread as their last name."
No.
And then he showed me his prison ID, and I was like, "What the fuck?" He like, "Fool, you and Psycho got the same name."
Yeah.
He's like, Psycho's Marcos Panduro. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's my name, you know?
Yeah.
And like, that shit's crazy. So then I call my people. I call my uncle from the south side, and this was like, yeah, that's your primos right there.
Oh shit.
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn.
Fucking small world, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy, huh?
Grandpa was a Rolling Stone, you know? So-
Yeah. Oh, that's a trip, man. Nah, and then yeah, that's a trip, dude, for sure. Small world, dude, you know?
It is. And that's
And then-
crazy.
Yeah, and then but that's one thing. So like, so what's been going on with you, bro? Like, what you been doing up lately? Well, actually, let's take it a little bit back, bro. You know,
Let's go
And
back.
I do have a little question too.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
in prison, because I've never been to prison, bro.
Oh
You know,
man, it's not-
you walk around with IDs too and shit,
yeah, you got a prison ID. You know,
like
so
in
when
your
you go to
pocket
store,
all the time and shit.
yeah,
or-
yeah, yeah, you can walk around with this shit in your pocket.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have to go to the store and you got to show your ID and shit like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, want to verify, make sure everything's yours. And
Like
shit.
your funds that you got.
Yeah, the funds
Because it's
and
all digital, right?
the commissary and all that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, like, oh, you know, they call you out by your fucking CDC number. Boom, here you go. Boom. So, you know, so that's why when he put out his prison ID, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what
yeah,
a small fucking world. You know?
Yeah, that is a trip, bro. You know. And I remember them since we were kids a long time ago, bro. You know, so it's
Yeah,
crazy
they've
to
been
see
down
how-
a while. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And-
Yeah, hopefully they one day can get out too, bro. You know, and all that. You know, there's a lot of things going on like that right now. So
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna come home and shit like
yeah,
that.
for sure, man. And yeah, dude. So taking it a little bit back, bro. Like you've been doing music for a while, on and off,
On and off,
shit, bro.
You know, I'm a knucklehead. I just always end up in the wrong place at the wrong time. But this music shit, like I tell people, you know, it has saved me. You know,
All right.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, it's just me being it's my therapy. Is what I call it. You know. So it's like, and I don't even know how I do it because I don't even sit there and write too much. You know, like I can't really freestyle, but most of my shit, you know, all my shit, you know, I write it right there and then. But it's like people always ask me, I'm like, I don't know, it just comes to me, you know. Like, I feel like I already know what I want to say.
Oh, okay.
I hear a beat and I'm like, oh, boom,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got it.
Oh, all right.
You know.
And it's not like something that you get a beat and you have to work on it. Then
Nah.
Oh, all right.
You know.
And how long you been doing music for, dude? Since you first started? And shit?
Honestly, like when I really started doing it was with the homie Buckwheat. If people don't know, a lot of people do know. That's like my brother-in-law. That's my sister's baby daddy.
No, all right.
That's my nephew's, you know, dad right there. So that's
okay.
family. That's family right
yeah.
there. But me and him, since we're younger, what, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, when we first met, locked in, he used to go to the studio, and I always been like kind of quiet about it, you know, like I'm not a bragger. I don't like telling people, oh, I make music, I know so and so, you know, like I'm all in the scene with the woo. I never been like that, you know. So it's like I'm always in the cut. So he'd be like, let's go to the studio. And then I've always had a mic. I always had a mic, a computer, a little setup. And one day we didn't have the funds to go to the studio. So we're like, my brother's like, hey, fool, my brother got a microphone and a computer. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, let's go to your pad and record.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
So since then, like me and Buck, you know, just took it around with it. He'd been rapping since he was a kid, you know?
Yeah.
You know,
Back with like the 6 Block days.
Yeah,
and shit,
he's a-
right?
he's
with
a-
Wish and Little Man.
yeah, he's hood famous. So it's like, it was a blessing for me to have that opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
You know,
And it's a trip because everybody knows Buck.
Yeah, everybody.
You know,
everybody
right?
in their mouths.
You know, shout out to Buck, dude.
Yeah,
He's been
shout
doing
out
his
my
thing
boy,
for a
man.
while, man. He a businessman and everything, bro.
For
you
sure,
know?
for sure.
But, you know, I tapped in with homies out there in Oregon because we're doing that show in Oregon.
Yeah, I seen that.
And they asked for Buck. Like, oh, yeah, I know Buck. Dude, is Buck coming and shit, you know? And I guess a lot of people know him in Washington, too. and
Everywhere.
shit,
That
bro,
fool,
you know?
like I said, he's hood famous.
Yeah.
All the homies, you know, if you from the hood, you know Buck.
I know they know him in Utah. I know they know him in Idaho,
Yeah.
Oregon, California,
everywhere.
obviously Vegas and shit.
And they
you
got
know?
homies in Texas, too, rapping.
Yeah, Trips 1800,
yeah,
bro.
shout out my boy Trips. We supposed to lock in and do something.
Yeah, we tapped in with him, too, to go out there and
And
do
he got some
interview
hard
with him
shit.
and
Yeah,
dude.
he got some-
he's dope.
And shout out El Paso, you know, my family from El Paso.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like I known the homies since I was out there and shit like that. My brother went out there, caught a case, and my grandma lives out there, so I went out there for a little bit before my daughter was born, and I met all the gang of the homies, you know, out there.
yeah.
And then food just started like, you know how that goes.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it's crazy. And the streets are contagious and shit everywhere you go and shit, man, you know?
But you know, like I keep telling these guys, especially the ones in the music scene, just keep at it.
Yeah.
When you less expect it, boom.
All right.
You know?
Yeah, man.
Especially when you're young, man. 18, 19, 20, like these motherfuckers got it.
Yeah,
you know,
for
that's
sure.
the new generation. So they, you know, the people want to hear what they got to say.
Yeah, definitely. And they got like a couple of different little styles coming out right now with
Nowadays,
the young people and shit.
nowadays
you know?
these youngsters, now the Mexicans can rap.
Yeah, right.
That's one thing I say. I'm like, okay, you know, but like I always like, I don't rap like the Mexicans, but nowadays I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see more motherfuckers that I can relate to.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he's hot, he's dope. I can see him on big platforms. I can see him doing big things, you know?
Oh, that's dope. Yeah. And then you're seeing like homies right now getting on like the big stage, bro. Like look at Lil G, dude.
Lil
was out
G,
there
shout out Lil
fucking
G,
rolling
you know?
loud and shit.
You
dude,
know, shout out Lil G and his whole camp, the 47, you know? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know. I was kind of gonna be part of that movement, but it's like shit goes, different ways. And I always been me, I always been, a whole 1800, a whole 1800. He's 47. Dopey got the 6.
Yeah,
So it's like I always felt like I need to do me. But that's big bro.
Yeah. Yeah, he got a show on right now. I think they're
Yeah.
up there in like the valley somewhere.
Yeah, I think they got the tour going on right now.
Yeah.
The Blue Hundreds or some shit like that.
Oh, all right, yeah. So I know they're doing that because they had invited me to go. Not him, but another homie that we're doing a show with.
Yeah.
The Young Buddha's brother, Young Buddha.
Oh yeah. Shout out Buddha, man. That's my boy.
He got some styles too, bro.
Buddha's hard.
Yeah.
Buddha's hard.
Nah, definitely. But yeah, now let's take it back a little bit to you, bro. So when you were young, you was locked up when you were young and shit? Or?
Nah, man, I was like, I'm backwards. I was kind of like the good teenager. I used to box.
All right.
So since I was like a teenager, and I was gonna go pro, but like once I turned 18, like got involved in the streets and just started doing more dumb shit. I thought I was an adult and this and that. I'm like, yeah, I got control of this. I just went backwards. I didn't go to no juvenile hall. I didn't go to no camp. I went straight to fucking LA County and to the pen.
Yeah. That's what's up.
So it's like. It's not what's up because I don't recommend it,
No,
like,
of course, yeah.
But at the same time,
I don't think nobody ever thinks they're gonna get busted.
Hell nah.
Yeah,
I thought my whole dream was before music was like, I thought I was gonna be pro,
Yeah.
Like
a pro boxer.
Yeah. That's what I was aiming at. That's what I was doing, and it's just like life has its turns, It's never what you expect.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I'm
when
still
you least
blessed.
when you least expect it too, no?
Yeah, I'm still blessed, because like in and out of jail, I got to meet good homies, and even now, like people be like, "Damn, how you know so and so? How you know so and so?" Like it's just at the right place at the right time.
No, that's what's up. And then, like for example, how many times you been locked up, bro?
In and out the county, too many, but I only been in the pen once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did like a little 3-year stretch.
What year was that and shit?
16 and 19.
Oh, okay, yeah, long time ago too and shit, no?
Yeah, thank God. I mean, I was almost gonna do another stretch not too long ago.
Oh man, yeah, you went to court and all that and shit.
Yeah, they gave me probation and shit. Thank God, I was like, fuck. I was looking at like 7 years. I was like, fuck this. And then in a whole nother state where I'm not from, that shit, like, I'm cool. At least over here, I already know how that shit's gonna go down,
Yeah.
I already know I'm good, So,
Yeah.
but over there, I'm like, it's just kind of nerve-wracking.
Different state and shit.
Yeah, and I'm already getting older too, so I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? So it's
You
like,
catch a fucking 10, 15 years, you're probably gonna die.
I'm
in
just
there,
not even,
bro,
that too, and it's like, there goes my whole career, like, everybody gonna forget.
Yeah, and that's crazy because right now there's so much music coming out, bro. Like so many people are doing it, and I think a lot of the good talent is, how you say,
the raza right now. I mean, shit, I'm not downplaying the blacks. They invented this shit, but at the same time, it's like, it's our time.
No, but I was gonna say there's a lot of whack people doing it.
Oh, there's too many white people.
But there's
that get paid.
Yeah, and I think there's since so many people doing it, it's a lot of hidden talent out there.
Yeah.
That just hasn't got the exposure they deserve and shit like that.
And I tell people that all the time. I meet people who could really rap, and it's just like they just don't know how to go about it. They don't have the right resources.
Yeah.
They don't have the right promotion.
Like how to get into a studio.
Yeah, they don't have exactly. They don't have
how to
studio.
monetize it and shit.
They don't even know how to work the computers.
Yeah.
And that's always been my thing. Like I taught myself, like a lot of my music comes from me. It comes from me and me being at home and just fucking me doing my own thing and playing with the computers and playing with the fucking machines. I got a studio rack and shit. With the fucking. I got the motherfucking I got the preamp, I got an equalizer, I have, little shit, so it's like, I had to really put my head into it, go buy equipment, and, I'm like, that's one thing I always told myself, like, if I'm gonna do this shit, I'm gonna do this shit. I'm not gonna have these people controlling my music, telling me when I can or can't drop.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
So it's like, I kind of paved my own way, but there's been a lot of people who've helped me get that extra exposure,
Okay.
Dopey, Bug, Lil G, fucking
with like the features and stuff.
Yeah,
it does help out, right?
Or even just being in their videos
shit.
and shit like that.
Yeah.
People be like, "Oh shit, there he goes,"
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't come overnight.
You remember a long time ago, Lil Wayne dropped a video. I want to say drop it like it's hot, or was it like?
No, that's that Snoop. Remember?
No, yeah. You remember the old Juvenile song where they're like moving the camera around the cars and I think the girls are shaking it and shit.
Fucking
Used to back that ass up. Da, 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 da,
yeah, the
da,
back
da,
that
da.
ass. That shit was
Little
hot.
Wayne was in that video when he was a
Yeah.
little kid before he
Yeah.
was rapping and shit, though. Huh?
That's when Juvenile was the biggest artist out of Hot Boys.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that?
right? Yeah,
Wayne
yeah.
was just a kid.
Yeah, and I know, right? He was.
Wayne
He's
was
sitting
just
on
a
top of the car
kid,
and
yeah.
shit. And I remember that because I remember when Little Wayne blew up, I was kind of like, oh man, like I remember going back and those videos would play over and shit. And I just seen it and I was like, oh man, like that was Lil Wayne right there.
And
in that
that's
video
crazy
and shit.
because Lil Wayne became the biggest one out of all of them.
After all, and
Yeah,
shit, huh?
then people didn't ever expect that shit.
And he almost died too, no? He had like a story and shit
yeah,
like
he shot
that.
himself or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's crazy. I don't just like, damn, how you shoot yourself? But
Yeah.
kids being kids at that time,
Nah, for real.
I've been there almost, we all had that fucking them dumbass stories.
Yeah,
there,
for real, huh? And then so like, and then I don't know if you want to get into that and all that, but I did see your interview with Hood Stocks a long time ago and shit.
Yeah,
bro,
man. Shout out Hood Stocks. Shout out Lucky.
Yeah.
My boy was on their team. I think he still fucks with them. My boy YG from the block, right there on Lancashire. He plugged me in with him, and then one day he called me. He's like, why should I have you on my podcast? I'm like, shit. Well, I got a story to tell. I'm like, besides the music shit, like I know the music's there, but I didn't really go on there to be like, oh, my music this, my music that. It was like he wanted to hear my story, so yeah, he brought me on to give him a little taste of my life and shit, situation of me being in prison before I went to prison, the music shit, my daughter passing away, shit like that, Yeah. So, because before I even went to prison, my daughter had just died. I went to prison in May of 2016. My daughter. No, wait. I went to prison in. I think May, and my daughter had just died the year before that in November.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
Well, that's when I first heard your story because I knew you, but I didn't know your history and shit, bro. You know, and that's one thing that I heard. Yeah, and I hit a Hood Stocks too and shit to try and get like other artists on there and shit.
Yeah.
But he wasn't having it and shit, bro. Yeah. And
Come
it's all
on,
good.
Lucky.
At the end, it's his podcast, bro.
Nah,
you know?
He's cool, homie. He's a good homie. Good people.
Yeah. And I leave it at that, I guess.
Nah,
shit,
yeah.
You know. And actually, that's what encouraged me to start this podcast.
Hey, and I'm glad you did. When I seen you guys doing this shit, I'm like, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm like, the home team about to take it and run with it.
I don't think I've ever shared the story of why we started this podcast and shit.
Nah.
And originally it started with Dopey, but that's a story for another day, bro.
Yeah.
It might piss some people off and shit like that, dude. So we ain't trying to do all that. We trying to keep a positive vibe and
course,
shit.
always, yeah.
But yeah, we got a question right here. Sureño said, I might chew this name up, bro, because I can't read good.
Nah, I'm the same.
Nachirio from 18th Street. He has a brother from Canoga.
Damn, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of homies, and a lot of homies know me. It's just like, I'm bad with names, unless you're my day one or I fuck with you business-wise or, if I might see the person, I might know him, but off the top of my head, I don't.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, bro, you don't know him and shit. Well, when you see a face, maybe, huh?
Yeah,
you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I know, whoop,
Yeah, probably and shit, but, shout out to 818,
Yeah. Hey, shout out Player, man. He came on board right now, too, bro.
Hey, what's up, my
He said,
boy
where my
Player?
son at and shit.
Where you at, Pops?
Yeah. Oh, that's what's up, dude.
Nah, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
homie. I just seen that video they dropped. I was like, what?
That's a dope-ass video, huh?
What the?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. My boy came home and started doing big things.
Yeah, with Dopey and them
Yeah,
and Knockout. They got their
hey,
kids and shit,
Hey, Wish and Knockout, I think they my favorite rappers from the hood. Like,
Yeah, you see that new song we launched called Heaven? Is there a heaven for real ones and shit? That's both of them in there,
You
dude.
guys drop so much shit. It's kind of hard to keep up with it, but
Yeah.
I just love their wordplay. Like, them boys can really rap.
Yeah, they can, bro. For
Wish
sure.
and Knockout, man. Shout out my boys, man. And
They-
I've been sleeping on
Don't
it.
they look like freestylers?
Man, it sounds like they be freestyling.
Right? I know, yeah.
But I've been sleeping on it. Like, we need to lock one in. Like, me and Dopey been doing shit. Me and Bug been doing shit. But, like, Wish and Knockout, I need that.
Yeah, that'd
That
be
should
dope.
be crazy.
Yeah. Knockout's already ready to fucking go to the studio and shit, bro.
Knockout's on fire.
Yeah, for sure, man. He just dropped another EP. We're actually uploading earlier. I started uploading one song every hour, but then we hopped on the podcast of his new EP on the YouTube.
I can't wait to hear that, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. Support the homie, man.
Yeah, PTSD, man. It's out now and
the
shit.
homie did a lot of time, and that boy could really rap.
And he came out hitting the ground running, bro, on grind
That
mode
fool,
and shit, man.
man. I'm like, this guy's on fire.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, dude. So yeah, going back to like what I had seen. So you lost your daughter, bro. You know, and I don't know if you want to like talk about that
No,
shit,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you know,
Unfortunately, my daughter was murdered. Shit's crazy. You know, up to this day, I'm like, damn, what the fuck? What went sour? You know, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was going to custody battle. You know, the mother of my kids, and the
Because
judge.
you have two kids and shit.
I got I got it's three boys, and I got my daughter. Rest in peace.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
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 but
yeah.
I have two baby mamas. What's it called? But I got two young ones right now. Fucking my youngest is 5 months.
Oh shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. My youngest is 5 months, and then the middle one's he's going on 3, and
Mm-hmm.
then my oldest is about to be 14.
Oh shit.
But my 14-year-old one, Keone, he's the one that lost his sister when it was only them at that time. You know, so I was going to, you know, I was doing a custody battle with BM, and the judge allowed for my kids to go with their mom up north. They were in San Mateo County, and during Thanksgiving. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, they go with their moms. They gave them 6 weeks, you know, to go out there to go spend time with moms. And
So they were with you and shit.
nah,
the
they
whole
weren't
time?
with me. I was in LA.
Oh, all right.
Actually, Buck was with me the day I got that phone call. Buck and my
Okay.
sister. You know, that's
Mhm.
why. Besides him being my brother-in-law and you know my nephew and all that, that's my bro for sure. Cause like Cuzzo saved me. You know, like he seen it in my eyes. You know, like
Yeah.
when I got that phone call, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like he grabbed me, he wouldn't let me go, and I was just like, you know, motherfuckers, you know. I just sat there and cried like a little girl and shit. You know, it was my baby girl. You know, she got murdered. It wasn't like she just died, or it wasn't like she was sick or nothing like that. You know, somebody took her life, unfortunately, and it was supposed to be somebody that you can trust. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
the mom's boyfriend at that time, and it's like, and that shit was just crazy. Like up to this day, I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like that shit is so unreal. You know, people sometimes look at me like this motherfucker's lying. You know, like I ain't asking for no sympathy. I ain't asking for none of that shit.
Yeah, yeah. If
So
you
it's
if
like-
you and you never shared that, dude. I've only heard you say that one time, and this is the second time.
Yeah, yeah.
Right
so,
now, you know. And
So yeah, I never really and I never really got to vent about it. I never really got to. That's why I just do the music shit. You know, like if people really hear my lyrics, they'll be like, okay, I see what he's talking about. But
how old would your daughter have been right now, dude?
she would have been 11.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 11 years ago.
Yeah,
and shit, bro.
so that type
And
of
around
shit.
the holiday season. Too, and
Yeah,
shit,
so
that's
for a long
fucking-
time I hated fucking the holidays. And then my two youngest recently, when they were both born in November, the same month she passed away.
Oh shit.
So it's like a blessing in disguise, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I kind of learned how to had to start liking that type of season again, you know.
yeah,
like
yeah. Because
the
it's not fair for the other kids.
Nah,
and shit,
hell
too,
nah.
right?
And, you know,
Yeah.
they brought joy back into my life, and a lot of, you know, if not, I'll probably be a crash dummy.
Oh, all right.
You know, just a waste of talent. You know,
Yeah,
a lot of people always told me
locked
that.
up or something. for
Yeah, a lot of
doing
people
dumb
always,
shit,
you
right?
know, like the homie BG from Smiley Drive. That's my boy. He's the one that put me up on game with Lil G, introduced me to him and the whole camp.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out my pops BG. He's the one that was like, when I got out, I met him. Boom, we locked in. I look at him like a hood pops, you know. And it was like, he's always like been on my bumper, like, fool, you rap too fucking good. You're too fucking talented just to be fucking throwing your life away. You're doing all this dumb shit, fuckery shit, you know. So it's like he really motivated me. He's the one that really kind of opened doors for me a lot, you know. And
Yeah,
he
'cause-
did for a lot of other people.
Yeah,
People
because
don't
you
know
must
that.
have hit like a depression stage at one point. I would think
Man,
like fuck the world type shit.
That
right?
shit was
You
for
know?
a long time almost,
Oh,
you know.
shit,
and
man.
the homie Bug, that's why I love him. Like my bro-in-law, because like he used to come pick me up and be like, man, snap out of it, you know, just
Yeah,
talk to me
yeah.
about some real life shit.
And they ended up busting that fool too, right?
Oh yeah, he got 25 to life. That
Oh,
fool-
really?
He PC'd up right away.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's a lame.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there was no indication of that that was gonna happen type shit. Or
Not
or
that I
do you know
of.
why? Like
Nah,
why?
even-
You know?
I don't even know. I met the guy like twice, 3 times, and that fool was just on some hater shit. I think at that time, my baby mama was pregnant with his child, and I think like she was trying to come back, and I was just like, I ain't fucking with you.
Yeah, yeah.
And then long story short, I think she told him that I wanted her to like abort the baby, this and that. You know, like false allegations and shit like that. Whatever. It's long story short, and it's like he must have just took it on the wrong person.
Yeah,
Like
face
instead of coming to face me, you know, like
yeah, the coward and shit.
yeah,
bro,
like you know, you got some
Yeah, yeah.
issues, you got some problems. Come holler at me.
Yeah, cause she was like how old and shit?
She was 2.
Too, bro. Fuck,
Yeah.
they're like babies and shit.
Yeah, she was a
dude, you know?
baby.
Like my daughter right now is 10, dude, and my other one's 11, and they're still like babies.
Yeah,
and
they're
shit,
like
bro, you
yeah,
know?
what they were
Yeah.
born the same year probably.
Yeah, yeah, like 1 year
Yeah.
apart and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, my oldest 2011. She was what 2013 or 14. I forgot.
yeah. My daughter, my oldest from 11, she's from January. And
Yeah, you
shit.
see, yeah, they would have been the same age.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that shit's crazy, you know, just a fucking and that's one thing that was like fucks with me, you know, like why, you know?
Yeah, the why,
Like
right?
the why, like I don't even know you like that. You
Because
just
you went to his court trial and shit
I
like
went.
that. Like that must
Oh
have been
yeah,
painful
nah. I
and
was
shit, no?
already like, so like I said, she passed away in November. By May of the next year, I was already locked up.
Oh, and
So
usually these
like,
trials take like a year or
yeah.
shit.
So
Yeah.
what happened was like, and then they were moving me from prison to prison. You know, taking me to AdSeg to the hall, just a fucking way to go to court. Cause like I said, it happened in San Mateo County, which is right by the bay. You know, so I'm from LA and I'm fucking bouncing around prison to prison. And it's like it got to the point where like I'm over this shit, you know, like, and I'm trying to get custody of my son, and it just got to the point where they're like, well, you're pretty much not gonna get custody.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you're in prison. How the fuck are you gonna do these programs that we're requiring you to do?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like at that point, my son had to get adopted by his grandparents. You feel me? So it's like, but you know, shout out my oldest. If I always tell myself if somebody went through hell, like that little boy went through hell, and that kid just keeps his head up, you know, smiles, and he's just out here doing his thing, playing soccer and shit. He wants to go pro and shit. So I'm like,
Oh, that's
hey,
dope, bro.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
keep it up,
chasing some
mijo. You know,
dreams
like
and
yeah,
shit, you know?
and he good at it. So it's like, hey, like you don't even know who your dad really is, but trust me, that shit runs in your blood. I tell him, you know, like you're talented, believe it or not. I tell him, and he don't see it yet, but you know, he gonna find out.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, dude.
But yeah,
Nah, that's dope, dude.
it's just a little bit of you know how shit went down. It was just a fucked up situation and shit. But
Yeah.
like I said, shout out Bug. That fool saved my life. You know.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. You know, he's very encouraging too, bro.
Yeah.
Motivated and shit.
And
you
we were
know?
on our way to go shoot a video that day. That shit was the crazy part.
Oh,
And then
shit.
I had a flat. My car had a flat. We are gonna shoot a video. I want to go put a new tire on that. And next, they call me. Boom. And I'm like, what the fuck? That shit just ruined my whole fucking. That shit damn near took me with her. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
for sure.
yeah, I just always like whenever I do speak on it, it's like I just encourage people to open their eyes, see who they dating and shit. You know, it not to down talk on anybody, or play anybody, downplay anybody, make anybody. You know, it's just for people, for parents to be aware.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because this shit's no joke. You know,
Yeah,
you
dude.
can't trust nobody with your
and,
kids.
and you know, I grew up in a bad environment, bro. You know, I mean, we all did, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
special, bro.
Nah,
you know,
nah, we
anything
all
like that, you know.
Especially come
Yeah.
on the six and all that
Yeah,
shit.
you know,
It's nice now. Like around there,
That's what they say. And shit, you
everyone
know?
looks nice now, but it's not what it was.
They got 2 stadiums and shit.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
shit's crazy. I don't even like fucking parking over there because you actually go get towed.
Nah,
need
that's a trip,
permits.
dude. You know, but yeah, not right there, dude. Like I've learned like not to trust anybody. That's just how I grew up in the mentality, bro.
Nah, yeah, and that's
You know?
and it sucks that we have to live like that. You know,
Yeah.
like it's fucking crazy. You know, like
I remember a time, bro, like where people played outside, and you have to worry about the gang banging, but you didn't have to worry about getting your kids taken type shit
Yeah.
or molested. Maybe that shit was happening and it just wasn't like being said.
yeah,
I
public.
guess, or something. But I remember like walking everywhere, bro. Like I was in second grade walking 17, 16 blocks to get to school and back and shit by myself. Even in kindergarten, I remember walking like 4 blocks by myself to school in kindergarten and
up.
shit. You get me?
I remember that shit too.
Like my kids right now, like I would never let them walk.
Hell
and
nah.
we live like a block away and shit, dude.
right? My
Yeah.
son lives in Burbank, and I still be like, keep your eyes open.
Yeah, dude. You got to, and then sometimes even soccer coaches, bro. Like,
Hey, I seen that.
you know?
Recently, there was some shit like that.
yeah,
like,
and Oxnard and shit. Dude,
yeah, I was like, what the fuck? What kind of fucking weird ass,
Yeah.
grown ass people do some type of shit like that?
Yeah, bro, and there's been so many molestations now that I even be like, fuck, bro, like my kids play soccer, right, too, and like when I be like seeing a coach pat the head or something, I just be like, why you even gotta,
Right.
like, you get me, like, it
Fucking-
bothers me and shit,
Nah,
dude, you
yeah.
get me, because like I don't go around touching people's kids, bro,
Fuck no.
at all and shit, you
Hell
get me,
no.
and if I do, I shake their hand, like,
Or
hey,
at
what's
least I
up,
know
little
the
man?
parents and they
Right?
know what
get me?
what
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of
if they're
shit
my
I'm on.
nephews and all, I give them hugs
Yeah.
and shit. But like my son's friend or my daughter's friend, I'd be like, hey, what's up? How you
Yeah,
doing?
what's up,
You get
pound
me?
it.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna like pat him in the back or I don't know,
Make
bro.
him
That's
feel
just me
uncomfortable
and
and
shit.
shit.
You get me?
Yeah, 'cause
But
you
it's
never
because I
know.
grew up like that now,
Nah, yeah.
like
Respectful and shit
yeah,
like
for
that.
sure,
Some
dude.
motherfuckers don't know.
yeah, man.
But some
you know?
motherfuckers are just born sick like that, like
Yeah.
it's just fucked up that we have to live in a society like that. But it's just like, and that's why like I be speaking about what I talk about so people can fucking have their eyes open and shit.
Yeah, like get
'Cause
like
this shit
get a little
happen-
woke and shit.
Yeah, this shit can happen to anybody.
yeah, anybody,
like,
bro. Yeah.
I would never.
Well, you've seen
expect
how
that.
many cases there've been of kids like their own parents beating the shit out of them.
Yeah,
bro, you
like
know?
that. What was that kid in what was it, Palmdale? Like, I think it was
It was the mom's boyfriend and the mom.
yeah,
and
they
shit,
killed
huh?
him and
they
shit.
killed him and
Yeah,
shit,
fucking piece of shit. So how the
Yeah,
fuck you
yeah.
gonna kill your own kid?
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
shit's
bro.
crazy,
Yeah.
like-
You gotta be on one, I think, for shit like that.
Even then, like fuck. I mean, I'm a recovering addict, and it's like I never had nothing like that cross my mind. So it's
Yeah.
like, but I get it. Some people like just have no souls. I feel like
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Or their sickness just overtakes them, bro.
that
I
shit's
guess and
disgusting.
shit, you know. I
But
mean, there's a lot of shit. Like, I mean, people steal, right? Like, and some people steal habitually and shit.
it's still
You get me?
lives and
I've
shit.
seen people that steal just to steal. They don't even need
That's
this
true.
shit.
Just for
You
the
get
rush.
me? Yeah. Like you
See
would
if
ask
they
them,
still
like, why'd
got
you
it.
steal that shit? Cause I can't, you know. And I just be like, yeah, bro, you know.
That's some motherfuckers just don't learn.
Yeah, for real. Nah, but yeah, so yeah, sorry to hear, bro, and sorry to bring it up, but you
Nah,
know,
it's
it's good to educate the audience
And that's
things
what
that
we're here
happen,
for,
bro.
you know.
You get
Like,
me? Yeah,
I'm always here to fucking to make sure the youth stays woke and shit like
Yeah,
that. You
for
know,
sure,
I
bro.
always been one of those like I want to make sure, especially now this younger generation, it's all fucked up. You know, like everybody got guns, everybody got drugs, everybody got this and that. It's just like it's a lot more to life than that
yeah,
shit.
and
You know?
everybody got like machine guns type
Like
shit
fucking
now,
switches
like
and shit
22
like
and the
that.
clip and shit. You
Yeah,
just be
like
like,
what the fuck? You trying to shoot the whole party up, huh?
For real.
Everybody and their mamas.
For real, huh? Oh man, what's up, S.A. Mando? He tapped in right here.
What's up, my boy?
Angel Armenta, thanks for like tapping in, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Y'all go check out S.A. Mando. That boy's hot. You
He
feel
is,
me?
man.
He's
Power,
young.
what's
He's,
up?
you know?
Cygnus HB was popping, bro, you know?
Yeah.
We got a new person, Keith Kippers. Some people getting high on that shit and losing their minds. Yeah, for sure.
And it's
dude,
not even
you
the
know?
shit no more. That shit's all fucking fentanyl, bath salt. You know, that's not what it was. So it's like, now I see why motherfuckers are walking around like zombies and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. And you know what? It's probably a good thing that I mean, fuck, I want
In
to
its
take
own
those,
way, in
I
its
want
own
to
way.
take those words back because
Nah, I
you know
mean,
people are losing lives and
of
family and
course.
shit. But
They're fucking
you get
minds.
me? This is probably the wake up call people need to stop doing certain drugs and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe, right? You
No,
know,
yeah,
because
that
shit was
shit's-
getting out of
That
hand.
shit needs to stop being made
You know,
at this
like,
point.
like I've been in Frisco, bro, and there's people that are shooting up on the street in Frisco
Yeah.
and shit, bro. You know.
That should be
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it is, dude. You know, and it's crazy, man. So yeah, hopefully, you know, the world gets better and shit. You know.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to us, you know. Like we gotta, and I'm glad we're here to fucking be able to spread the message, spread the word and shit like that. Because if not, you know, we hold it back. How the fuck we gonna learn?
Yeah, for real.
You feel me?
And then that used to be the thing. Remember, a lot of times people had issues and they didn't talk about like people have issues with their girl and they would just keep it to themselves, right? But imagine if somebody came and was schooling you like, yeah, man, I had these issues with my girl. She be doing this, and I do this, and then you would learn as a youngin, like, damn, maybe I'm not gonna do that when I get my girl type shit,
Yeah.
right? You get me? Like maybe I'm not gonna go and have 10 babies with 4 different babies, and not that that's wrong, bro. But
Nah,
you get me,
that
like
shit's a lot.
you get me? I think my dad, dude, has 3 baby mamas, bro. You get me?
My dad got a few too.
You know?
I got 2, but I'm like, I'm cool. I'm done. Like,
But to me, that showed me when I was growing up, like I'm never gonna abandon my fans, bro. You get me?
Yeah.
That's step one, cause I didn't grow up with my pops and shit, you know. But he was doing his gangster shit out there too, right? You know. And then 2, I was like, I'm never gonna have like
multiple families.
because I can see the damage that can cause and shit
Yeah, of
too,
course.
bro. You get me? Like I've seen people that I met and they knew my pops and they were like, oh yeah, he used to fuck around with Whoopty Whoop because he grew up in the same streets I grew up with, and I didn't even know, bro. But the streets talk and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You get me? Yeah. Like I met homies that knew my pops and shit that would be
That's
like,
crazy,
oh yeah,
huh?
I know him and shit, bro. You know, and I just be like, damn, you know. But I met some of his girlfriends that he was cheating on my mom with through people that were in the streets with us and shit.
And that's the
you
part
know?
that fucks us up, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, when you only have your moms, it's like, that's all you got. So
Yeah,
that should
yeah.
fuck you up coming up as a youngin' and
Yeah,
shit.
especially when you grow up poor and struggling, and you're like,
Fuck,
man,
yeah.
my pops was out here partying with these bitches
Every
and shit,
fucking
you get
day?
me?
God
You get
damn,
me?
come home,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
You know? And I found all this out when I was like 17 to 20, maybe.
Young-
you know?
young adult.
Yeah, young adult, where I was just like at a good time in my life where I guess I was kind of like if I would have heard it when I was younger, I would have been like, oh, that's Pops right there. You get me? But at the time that I heard, I was like, damn, that's fucked up, man. He put my mom through some shit. You know, me and my Pops, we cool and shit and all that, you know? But
it's
that's
not.
how I used to think at that time and shit and
Nah,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, man, I want to be a better person, bro. You get me?
Yeah, but sometimes I get it. Like some of these, especially nowadays, these females are fucking out of hand. You know, so it's like I kind of see when my dad kind of got up and left. You know, but
oh
it's
yeah,
like,
I get you on that.
but
yeah.
nah,
my mom's
I
a little
feel it.
extra too, for sure.
My
though,
mom's
you
hella
know?
extra,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I love my mom. My
Me
mom was
too,
my
dude,
mom and
you
my
know?
dad, so it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
shout out moms and shit. You know.
Nah, for sure. Nah, but so going back to what you were saying, so you were an addict, bro, too, right? You
Oh
had
yeah,
your
yeah. It's, I mean,
what kind of drugs were you fucking with and shit, bro?
stupid ass drugs, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, the same shit everybody out here being a zombie too and shit. But
yeah.
you know, this shit gets played out. Time flies.
Yeah, and then when you were stuck on it for a while, and then you
Yeah, and
decided
that
to
shit it
like,
wasn't helping my depression. You know, at first I was like, oh, it's all right because of my situation, but man, just making excuses is not it's never all right. You know, like,
yeah,
and there's so many resources now that like we gotta just utilize them and shit. You know, we gotta put them to effect. We gotta use them and shit.
yeah,
You know, like there's people out here who really do want to help people change their lives and
yeah.
get better and get sober.
And you know, I think part of the problem with that too is that we grow up thinking we have to handle everything ourselves, and we grow up thinking, man, rehab don't work, that shit don't work.
And I should do.
But that shit do if you
That shit
focus.
do,
Like
yeah.
counseling don't work, and it's like, yeah, if you focus and you're serious about it, it will work. And shit. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it, bro.
That's
You
what
know
saved me from going to prison this time.
Oh, yeah?
Going to my classes and doing what I got to do. You know, like.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's another reason why I was fucking falling off again with this music shit, you know? Like,
yeah.
I got into a little depression and started running around, and next thing you know, I'm fucking, you know, buying guns, playing with guns, and next thing you know, I'm fucking doing fuckery shit.
Yeah,
And then boom, you know? And I went to Vegas to go chill out, like cop cases. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, what the fuck? I should have stayed at home.
But that's the thing with everybody, right? That like if you're looking for it, no
Oh,
matter
yeah.
where you go,
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
you'll be in fucking Alaska, dude. You get me? And be fucking banging and shit out there, dude. You get me?
Shit,
Right?
Fucking
And that's
polar
facts,
bear
though.
selling you a
You
sack.
get me? I mean, and if you think about it, and maybe this is not true, but this makes sense to me, bro. People get out of prison, right? And then they're like, damn, man, I don't want to go back. I'm gonna move to fucking Utah.
That
Let's
shit.
say, and I'm just using Utah in essence. So then they start the hood out there,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
they go out there, they're still kind of like in the motion, and then
now you're kind of like the shot caller.
and I think that's how things kind of spread out, right? People get on, they move, and then it's kind of like that, like
and it's a cycle.
yeah, right, you know,
And it's like, if you don't let go of that shit, even now, like now I'm just like, I'm always gonna be from the hood. That shit all over me, on my head, whatever. But it's like, I gotta stop with like, hey, where you from? Hey, you know, because if not, that shit just all escalates.
yeah, for
Like,
real.
and I'm not growing up like that. I'm not growing. I'm not going nowhere but fucking back to jail like that, you know?
Yeah,
So it's like I'm starting to fucking catch on to shit, you know? Like, and I was like, this music shit is a business. So it's like, there's no, either I'm in or I'm out.
yeah.
There's no like, oh,
You're gonna get what you put out.
yeah.
What you put in is what you put out, right? I
Yeah,
would think. And not only that, but you have to work twice as hard now, maybe 3 times as hard,
Yeah.
because there's so much people
There's
competition.
so much fucking
and shit,
yeah,
you
there's
know?
so much fucking talent. There's so much fucking competition. But it's like right now is our time. Like I feel like not just the lefties, but there's been a lot of more artists. Lil G,
Yeah,
Cheeto,
Peso and shit.
Peso,
Cheeto
fucking
Band, Mr.
Suede,
Chino the
even
P, right?
Criminal and all them fools.
Yeah.
Like even the old schools. Like they took a lot of time and dedication to fucking pave this way, and for artists like us now,
Yeah,
you know, to finally fucking get our shine.
yeah.
You know,
And I've seen already the next gen of artists coming,
It's already here.
like Innocent, the girl that's right
oh
here,
yeah,
right?
shout
She's
out,
young,
man, shout
you
out
know?
Innocent for showing up and showing love, man,
Yeah,
showing
she
out.
pulled up, you know, and she going. We're
She
gonna
young,
actually,
hey,
yeah.
she up next.
We're gonna interview her next Wednesday, man, for sure. She's
Y'all
gonna be
tap
here.
in with
she
that.
came in and tap in because she knows flags.
Hey,
They plugged
she's
us
beautiful,
in, man,
she's
you know?
talented, she, you know, all that.
So I
it-
think
and
that's
that's another
dope.
thing. These women out, it's their time.
It is. I've seen.
It's
That's what I
their
was gonna say.
time. What
so
the fuck?
Innocent. I've been seeing her music. Dope, right? For
Sick.
sure, bro. You know. There's another girl named Blazy out of Oxnard, I believe she is.
Yeah,
Rapping in Spanish.
This is
Dope,
a-
bro. You get me?
yeah, the Pete Killer. I think some girl named Mary Jane. There's a few of them. Young Mexican.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like they put in their work. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck, they dropping videos every other day.
Yeah, that's dope.
I
And
like
then I'm also seeing people like the next gen coming out on like what is that called, like 15-year-old kids now that are rapping. I'm actually working with a
Man.
17-year-old right now, bro.
That's what I'm
You
like.
know? Yeah.
That's what I'm trying
And-
to start doing.
And
You
shout
know?
out to Baby Joint, dude, out of Piru, California and shit, bro. He's gonna be.
Baby Joint.
We're working on
okay.
an EP right now with them
Yeah?
and shit, dude. You know.
Well, let me
Yeah.
get on that.
Yeah, man. We're gonna be looking for features and all that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
to
you know
help grow
I'm
and
there.
shit, dude,
Come
you
on.
know?
And I feel like I gave some of my best verses on some of my features and shit. You know? Like,
Yeah, that's crazy how that works. Where you just like, damn.
I'm like, damn,
you
I
know?
should have saved that one for myself.
Nah, for real though. And then so, yeah, bro. So what helped you get through your addiction, bro? Like, you know?
Fuck, unfortunately, like it's sad, but like sometimes I gotta go to jail.
All right.
You know, like if not, like I'm just until I fucking hit a wall, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to just party one day, you know?
Yeah, it was like that too.
It's
bro.
like fucking, I party all year long for fucking years. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm one of those that just doesn't know how to party one fucking day. And
You go on 3-4 day bender type shit.
Fuck no, I'm going fucking a week or some
Like
shit.
I said, we come back all zombied out and
Like,
shit. Yeah.
Motherfucker, you haven't gone to work.
Yeah.
But luckily, like, I never, like, I always been, like, with my hands, like, welding, fucking drawing, fucking, no matter what. I'm blessed, you know? Like, some people have it naturally and some people just, like, have to work hard for it. But anything I touch, anything I, you know, like, I always been able to, like, oh, show me one time, all right, bet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, I've always had a trade. I've been welding for, like, 10 years. So it's like, thank God I have something always to fall back on. Because if not, that shit would fucking, I'll just be another fucking statistic, another number.
Yeah, dude, and that's crazy that you're grown enough to see that and shit, bro. You know,
And that's I always
mature enough to see.
I always
that, you know?
tell the youth, like, if you're not with this gangbanging shit, just don't even try to be cool. Just be you.
Yeah.
Like straight up, you ain't gotta be banged out to come hang out with me. Like it's just fucking more problems for me.
Yeah,
you know, like
you gotta be more like just keep it real and shit.
like if you just want to rap and you don't, and you're not even like that, that's cool. Just do your, you know, like just do what you do. Like
yeah.
but
Because
at
I've
the
seen rappers that are like Christian rappers right now.
Hey, there's some hot Christian rappers, believe it or
I've
not.
seen rappers right now that do math music for kids.
That's
to
crazy.
Teach kids how to make it. Hey, bro, and these fools are getting like 15 million views.
That
Type
shit's
shit, bro.
crazy.
You get
Anything
me?
for kids, you
Yeah,
gonna
you
go
know.
up.
I've seen rappers that are teaching kids how to read. There's educational rap, basically, is what I'm saying. Christian rap, and then there's positive hip hop. You've seen those before, right? As well, like schooling people and shit. Bro,
I honestly like the Christian rap. You know, it's like I like hearing different shit. I like hearing positive shit. You know, because you know you feed your mind so much trash. That's all you're gonna know how to reproduce. You know, like
that's what happens at a young age, though.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
so it's like that's, you know, I'm trying to snap out of that shit. You know, like even the way I write now, like I've been more open to like writing like even lovey songs. You know, it's like I never did that shit before. And like lately, I think I dropped like 2 or 3 tracks. You know, like kind of being more expressive towards women and like expressing my feelings more. Because all I know is gang, the block, this and that. You know, so it's like you can only rap so much about that before it all starts to sound like recycled.
Repetitive and stuff.
Yeah,
too,
like
right?
recycle. Like you just said the same shit you said 3 songs ago. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know,
that's why you gotta definitely expand your vocabulary. And
and
shit,
just
right?
and genres too, like beats and all that. You know, like it's alright to slow it down. You know, like
that's one thing that trips me out about Wish and Knockout, the vocabulary they have.
Them motherfuckers.
Sometimes I gotta even be like, what does that fucking word mean and shit, dude? You know.
Them fools remind me like of like the Mexican Bone Thugs and shit. Like them fools really go crazy and people sleep on the homies.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like I said, those are my 2 favorite hood rappers and shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dopey got that gang shit, you know, but it's Lil G got that club shit, you know. Bug go hard, you know.
Yeah. What's your favorite? Let's talk about this for a second. We'll come back, bro. You know, favorite King Lil G song, bro.
My favorite King Lil G, damn, I don't even know. Lately,
I like Rich Southsider.
That shit hard.
It's simple, right?
Oh, you know, okay, one of my favorites.
You know?
Yeah, I'm a Rich Southsider.
That whole album is dope and shit, actually. But that's my favorite song and shit.
One of my favorites, Daytona, with him and Buck.
Well, I haven't heard it and
shit. It was on the 90 Kids volume.
I like
part
that cover
2.
and shit. From that one, I like Ignorance.
And I was supposed to be on 90 Kids Part 2, but I was in jail. And Lil G kept telling me, like, stay out of jail. Stay out of jail. And that's why, like, the homie, like, when we talked one-on-one, he's really, like respectful, and the homie really care, you know?
Yeah.
He's giving me so many opportunities, but it's like, my dumb ass don't know how to fucking, like, I just don't know how to stay out of jail during those times. But like now it's like, okay, like I'm chilling. I ain't trying to go back to prison.
G, where you at?
G, where you at?
He in the show, bro.
Nah, he in the show selling out right now, like always.
And that's one thing that everybody will learn is the train don't stop for nobody, bro.
And he's put me up on game, like, he's like, you gotta work hard. He even told me one time, like, give me 5 years of your life, and I'll make you blow up.
Man, that's dope, dude.
You know, but like the homie looked down,
he
but
had
like
the formula, bro.
Yeah, I just don't know how to listen. You know, it's kind of. But at the same time, like I take my own little route, and it's like everything. Like I'm just glad I know how to like go to the studio. He knows for a fact. Like I go to the studio, turn that shit on, do everything myself. You know.
Yeah. That's dope.
Record and run in the booth.
Yeah.
Run in the booth. You know, like I just know how to run all the machines and know how to do everything myself. But it's like he has the platform.
Yeah.
He has all the numbers in his phone. You know,
Yeah,
Power
yeah.
106. All you know,
Yeah,
like,
they all answering.
and they
shit
all
on here.
answering because you know he's a businessman. So
Yeah.
he's put me up on game a lot. You know, shout out his brother Cycle. You know, that's the homie right there. You know, I got nothing but love for
And
the whole 47 camp.
yeah, they doing their thing for sure, bro. And what about Young Dopey? Favorite Young Dopey song, bro?
Shit, life we chose.
Oh shit!
Even though I love Blind, because I love that hook. I wrote that hook and shit.
Yeah.
And when I played it for him, he's like, "Oh, I need this."
Yeah.
He's like, "I need this." I'm like, you know, I'm blind. That's a bat, but I'll never be a rat.
Yeah,
I
that
can't
shit's
fuck
dope.
with no pigs or a snake. That's a fact.
And that's a dope ass music video too.
That,
and shit, dude.
that shit go crazy. It's already at like at 70,000 and shit.
Yeah.
And shout out to homie, you know, like Dopey really. That's Dopey. He just big hearted when it comes to this music shit. You know,
Yeah.
he's like, get in the booth. I'm like, I bet you got Buck here, you got Wish here, you got fucking Knockout here. Like, and you go out, you're like, Flox, get in the booth. I'm like,
I've been waiting for my turn for him to ask me too, bro. I'll be right there when he like, nah, bullshit.
and I seen he's been putting the son in the booth. That's
Oh yeah.
I love
is
that. I
dope
love
and
that.
shit.
You know, because I'm a big you know, family guy. So it's like that shit like that shit's heartwarming.
Yeah, to me, favorite Young Dopey song is between The Old Me and Blue Flame.
Blue Flame hard, but I love Watered Down Gangsters too.
Oh yeah, those are the classic
that
ones.
shit,
Hey, right here on the chat, one shot drop Young Dopey's favorite song. That if y'all bump on, what's your favorite song from Young Dopey? We'll shout him out right here, dude. You know, because he does have a lot of good ones. Like I like Heaven for a Real one too, with Knockout and shit. That's just dope.
That shit go crazy. A lot of his new shit going crazy right now too. Like Dopey just a fucking workaholic.
Yeah, a lot of music dropping for
like,
sure.
Damn,
dude,
bro,
you know?
didn't you just drop a tape?
Yeah, he's dropping that game related. It's like 31 and 32 songs.
Yeah, I seen that. He
shit,
said
bro.
like 18 songs, and then the other disc is 13 songs.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, this is like, do you even sleep?
Yeah. I was like, we had a couple songs together and shit. Not me rapping, but that we invested in, you know.
No, I already know
and
you all up in the back.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
People don't even know that. They'll be like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "That's the guy right there."
the little guy.
Shout out
shit,
my
dude.
boy Smerf.
You know, I be trying, bro. You know,
Nah, you be
and the goal is to help people out, bro. Right, like the homies that don't have the means to do it, right? That have the talent is like, well, you know, all you need is studio. Boom, bro. The studio right
We're
here.
here all night.
You get me? Yeah. But come to work. You get me? Yeah.
And that's one thing. Come show out. You know, come ready to play. Work hard.
Yeah.
And, you know, because the homies be in there all fucking day.
Yeah, but
you know?
and
they knock out 20 songs. Like,
for real,
like,
dude.
What the
Knockout
fuck?
is notorious for shit
Oh
like
man,
that,
guy,
bro. You know,
he was just fucking ready.
I timed him at a song an hour, bro, almost and shit.
I believe it.
You know?
I believe
it. That's fast and shit.
That's
you know?
Motherfuckers getting legendary with that shit.
Yeah. So somebody said to my enemies with Wish Mob 106.
That
If
shit
you know,
hard.
you know. S.A. Mando said Bulletproof Love.
That shit go crazy too.
Sickness said Mando. Oh, that's the mandatory. That's like the most famous one he has.
Oh yeah, that
too,
mandatory.
right? And that video of them
shit.
riding on the bike and shit.
That shit. Oh yeah, that's
Hey,
that's a story right there.
Our producer Charlie West was in there, bro.
That's
you
a
know?
story.
He was there from day one, bro. You know.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up. But yeah, that's two classics. And Welcome to the Block.
Oh yeah, Welcome to the Block.
But now with that game related, he has a lot of artists, and he has two songs. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna let you get in on this action." He was like, "How about we drop these two songs?" I was like, "Fuck it, let's do it, bro." You know.
Yeah.
So we got two songs. A Larry June, he calls it. I forgot.
Larry June. Okay.
It's a Larry June remake beat, but he calls it something myself. Damn, I forgot. And it's a banging ass song, bro. And then the other one is gonna be, I don't know what the name is, but we called it Late Night and shit, you know, with Buck and Knockout on there and shit, you know?
Yeah.
But now that's dope. But yeah, now going back to you and shit, bro. So you got through your addiction, bro. Music's always been one of the things you've been passionate about that has helped you get through shit and express your emotions and shit, no?
Yeah, that's just me being me.
So what's next for you right now in the music, bro? Like, what are you trying to do right now and shit?
Shit, I need a fucking cameraman in Vegas. Like you already know the music. I hop in the studio, boom. Like
you got studios? Oh, cause you already got your own.
Yeah, I got my own setup. You know, I got a studio rack, studio speakers, all that. A nice little microphone. I know how to use the program, Studio One, Pro Tools, all that shit. I know how to engineer. You know, obviously there's people out there better and shit, but it's like most of my last fucking 10 songs have been out on my little home studio and shit. You know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people filming videos with their phone, bro, too.
Yeah, I seen that too. It's just like, you know, I just need, you know, like I said, it's a team. You know, I just need somebody, Like out here, when I was out here, I don't know if the homie's still fucking with NL. That fool fucking the cameraman.
Oh yeah, he owes me a music video. Actually, I'm gonna put him on blast.
Yeah.
I was planning.
NL, where you at?
I was planning on doing a post and shit and saying the video that never happened and then the behind the scenes of it and shit, bro, and tagging him on it and shit. You know.
And hey, that kid's talented though.
Yeah. He is, bro. He is really
shot.
Talented. Good price and shit.
Oh yeah, great price.
Too, but in my book,
Sometimes
he owes me a music video or $200, bro. And either one is cool and shit. You get me?
Nah, I'll take the music video.
You know, hell yeah. Nah, he's dope, bro.
He got it,
sure,
but he's been working with a lot of artists. I've seen that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he just shot that kid on what is it, Blanco 15?
Oh yeah, I don't know. See, there's so many artists.
That
too,
little
bro,
white
you know?
essay. The little
Oh,
white essay.
I see. No, he be with
that fool
other
Tommy
guy.
Guns.
Yeah, but he be with is that the same guy that with P Face?
P Face. Oh,
That guy's from. I think he's from Compton. He's making waves right now, getting views. I've been seeing them on YouTube and shit, bro. You know?
yeah. I think he's fucking with DJ Flip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're fucking with DJ Flip right now and shit. That's cool right there.
Yeah.
You know, like a bunch of youngins and shit. You know, that fool Flip's on it. You know, he's seeing where you know.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm trying to like navigate to. You know, like I always had an ear for like hearing these young rappers fucking rap. Like shout out like Bravo. You know, like I know Bravo since he was fucking like 15 years old. And I told him right before I went to prison, like keep it up. You know, he went to school with my little brother. And my little brother brought him to my pad one time. Like I said, I always had the microphone, the little studio. And he used to be like, record me. And I just could hear it in his voice. Like, this little kid could really rap. You know, and and when I came home from prison, this fool was already on fucking tour with Shoreline, with Phoenix. You know, like, so it's like, I feel like I always like, even like with Yellow, like that's my boy. Shout out Yellow Hill. He was just on here.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
man,
that's my boy right there, you know. He knows, I know. We all know what time it is. But at the same time, it's like, when I hear artists, I'm like, they got something going, you know, and sometimes they just need that little friendly reminder.
Yeah, because in the beginning, there's no money in it and shit.
Hell
bro, so
no.
you gotta fucking really
invest
get to
into
it
your
and
damn self. That shit is no joke.
You could be like $2,000-$3,000 in with no income.
Still
and
no
shit,
fucking views.
Yeah.
You know, like you gotta fucking. There's so much strategy behind this shit now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is, bro. And I see a lot of people, you know, that have like the followers but not the views. And I didn't know how that worked in the beginning.
That says a lot, though.
Yeah, I know. So I didn't know how it worked in the beginning, but now that
buying followers and shit.
Our channel's been growing, I had these people that always reach out to us, bro, and they'd be like, "Hey, I got you for $50, 10,000 followers, guarantee." And I'd be like, if they were each gonna buy $1 worth of something, for real, but those are just fake accounts.
Fake accounts, and I ain't getting no fucking royalties off that shit.
So to me, it's like I'd rather not have the fake.
Yeah, I'd rather have 1,000 followers and fucking 5 million views. You know,
like, right? You know.
So it's like I feel it,
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's just it's all business, I guess. You know?
And then there's a lot of pages too that have like
a lot of
they
bots
claim to have
too.
130K, and
It's
then
all
they're
fake
like they're
shit.
charging you to promote.
Fuck
And then
all
I'm
that.
just like, these fools want $50 or $20, let's say,
Even then,
for a grid post. But it's like when you look at their actual views,
look at the
they're
numbers.
getting like 1,000 or 2,000. So it's
Fuck
like,
all that.
hey, bro, you know, if you were gonna give me like 100,000 views, like, cause you have 100,000 followers,
Yeah, exactly.
I would be like, hey, here's $100, you know?
Exactly. And if people gonna fuck with you, like the way I looked at it is like my people, not just me specifically, but like if somebody fucks with you, they gonna fucking fuck with you and repost your shit. Don't matter what the fuck it is, you know. And I feel like if your shit's hot, it don't matter.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
you feel me? Like it's gonna get reposted one way or another.
yeah.
You feel me? Like look at Drake. He reposted a lot of motherfucking shit that blew up, and next you know these motherfuckers, you know, like he ain't got to do all that, you know, like.
Yeah.
So it's like
I just had a fake page the other day reach out to us. We posted the PTSD album, and the guy's like, "Hey, send it to me. Like I'm gonna repost it." And then I checked their page, and they had like 139K followers. And I was like, "Oh, here's the thing." He was like, "Oh, send me $30." I was like, "Bro, I thought you was like
showing love."
Yeah. I was like, you know, yeah. And then they didn't answer anymore and shit. I was like, well, you know.
And my whole thing is right now is like,
and again, I'm not saying I don't mind paying.
No, of course.
Or anybody mind paying if it's
real,
true
if
and
it's
it vibes
authentic.
and you vibe with the people.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to just pay somebody to do something like I want to be like, "Oh, what's up, bro?
Network,
How you doing,
yeah.
man?" Yeah, because this is gonna be a relationship,
have a connection,
bro.
yeah.
This is not a one song. This is gonna be like, dude, we got like a catalog of songs that you can promote if this is good. You get me?
Yeah, and this is just probably like you said, it's just one of the songs. You know?
Yeah. You know,
There might be something in the vault that's fucking the one. You
the
know?
one, yeah.
So it's like, and if it's gonna be paid for like anything like that, it might as well be top like somebody up there, you know?
Yeah,
Like
for
fuck
sure.
that, you know?
Mhm. Nah, but yeah, dude. So in the music, you're trying to get back on the grind. You're looking for a
Yeah, I need a
cameraman.
cameraman in Vegas.
Cause you're in
Anybody got?
Vegas. So why are you out in Vegas and shit right now?
I just went out there to chill out, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
My dumbass caught more cases, but
yeah.
I'm on chill mode now. You know, like I went out there, took my addiction with me, but you know, like I said, fucking jail kind of like snatched me out of it.
Oh, okay.
You know, like it put me to sit there and think and be like, "Fuck, am I doing?"
Yeah,
So I sat back and on all those conversations, like with me and Dopey, me and Bug, me and Lil G, fucking, you know, all these fucking artists that fuck with me and they're like, they all kind of tell me the same shit, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like you just fucking wasting your time being in there. You're fucking too talented. You come out here and knock shit out. You know, people fuck with you, and it's like, you know, it just kind of like resonated, you know? Like I gotta sit there and think about it. And at the end of the day, my kids, you know, like I already, you know, my oldest already been through hell and back, and then
And they're more aware now too, right,
yeah,
bro?
my oldest is already about to be 14, so
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like he's watching me, you know?
Yeah, my son's 14 and he be calling me out on my BS and
Yeah,
shit, bro.
and they be probably watching these podcasts or
Yeah.
like come across it on social media.
Yeah, well, the other day, cause my wife monitors all their
Oh, okay.
things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the TV wasn't monitored because we're the ones watching TV, especially the one in my room. And then I went and looked at the history, and they were looking up the West Factory on YouTube and
That's
shit, dude.
crazy.
My kids and shit, you know, because they see the stickers on the hats and all that. And they were like, "Oh, Papa, I seen your podcast and shit."
Like, what the hell?
And I was like, "Oh man, you know, because they're young. My son's 14, so he get it, bro. You get me?
Yeah, but
I
still,
mean,
you
my
try
daughter.
to
Yeah. You try and keep it like, cause I don't.
PG, yeah.
Exactly, bro. You know. But my daughters definitely, I want to keep them isolated from a lot of the stuff and shit.
Of course,
in
you know,
general,
that's daddy's little girl and shit.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure, man.
I
you know?
respect that.
And I don't want them to idolize a person like me, or like
Or where we come from.
exactly right because
And it's not. That's what I always tell people. It's nothing you should idolize. I speak about it because that's all I know.
yeah.
You know, like
Mhm.
coming from there, it's all we know.
Yeah.
And it's like I speak on it, so it's like people don't go down that route.
Exactly.
You know, like it's not fucking friendly. It's not nice. You know, two of my younger brothers are fighting life right now. So it's like, you know, like I said, like I told you earlier, my primos, they're doing life. And it's like, even my primo Wiki, he's like, fool, I catch you back on the yard, we whooping your fucking ass. Dog.
There you go, dude. You know?
So it's like, you know, and that's another reason what helped me. You know, when I came out of prison, like, oh, I'm gonna give this shit a shot. You know, those conversations, you know, those long conversations on the yard or with my people, and it's like, people be like, you're really talented. Like, stop throwing your fucking life away. You know? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
like we over here, we did this shit for the hood. We put this shit on for the hood. We're
Mhm.
doing life for the hood, and it's like this shit ain't bring nothing back.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like I gotta give them, you know, my respects and my love, and at least, you know, do my thing. And
Nah,
it felt
definitely.
good, you know. Like Wicked called me not too long ago. He's like, "Hey, fool, I seen that video he did with Dopey.
Oh yeah.
He's like, that shit was dope, you know." So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that shit make me feel good, you know. Like knowing that my people watching still from in there and they're still rooting for me, you know. And like despite my fucking my little obstacles and shit, like people were still like, "Come on."
Yeah,
And
definitely.
My
dude.
daughter, at the end of the day, you know, I know she's watching down from heaven, so it's like,
Yeah.
so it's like you got to get this shit going.
Nah, that's what's up, dude. You know, like one thing my son always brings up is like, why do I cuss so much and shit? You know, and I always, cause I trip on them if they say anything like, even if they say
Like,
damn,
damn,
I'd be
yeah.
like, oh nah, you can't
You
be saying
tripping.
that shit. You know?
You on timeout.
Yeah, and then time out. No PlayStation and shit.
Oh shit.
Back then I used to get my ass whooped, so they lucky and shit. You know?
Straight up. You can't
But-
even do that nowadays.
Yeah, I know, dude. But nah, and I told my son, I was like, look, I talk like this because I don't know any better, dude. Like, it's too late for me
I'm
to
already rotten.
like, yeah, you get me? But you don't have to speak that way and shit.
Your innocence is still there. The
Yeah,
conscience,
you
you know,
know?
they're barely growing.
Yeah, if you're asking me why I speak like that, you know that it's not good, right? So
Yeah.
so just keep, doing your thing, you know? Sometimes I'd be asking my son, like, hey James, what's that word mean? You get me? Like words that I don't know. and
Vocabulary,
shit.
yeah.
And I'd
Putting
be
it
like,
up on game.
hey James, how you spell that big ass? You know, and he'd be like, Papa, like, yeah.
Putting me on blast.
Yeah. But
Shit.
I'd be like, hey man, you
That's
know,
a beautiful thing.
yeah,
Shit.
for sure. It's hard not to swear. I used to say in shit all the time, like, oh, I'm gonna be over here and shit. Oh, let's go grab that beer and shit. Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and I learned kind of like, oh yeah, I don't
Slow
want to
down.
speak like that, you know.
Yeah, in front of the kids at least. Yeah.
For sure. Nah, but yeah, bro. So like, nah, it's good that you out here, you doing your thing and shit, man. You starting back up on the music. So we're gonna be seeing some new shit from you coming soon.
Yeah. I mean, I've been dropping a little bit, not too much. You know, I slowed down, you know, because I said like these court, you know, the court
Yeah,
cases
yeah.
on shit. But that's done and deal with and shit. You know.
You know the homie Pee Wee out there in Vegas,
Yeah,
right?
that's my boy right there.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
my cousin right there. You know.
Yeah, shout out to Pee Wee, bro.
Shout out,
yeah, yeah.
man. Shout out my boy P. What's the deal?
Yeah, he tapped in and shit, bro. And you know, we played a couple of songs on our live and shit. He
Yeah.
has some talent too, bro. You
Yeah,
know?
my boy can. I always tell him like, bro, you can like you rap, but it's like the Spanish shit you be spitting in Spanish, like that should be sounding hard as fuck.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I'm like, I can't even rap in Spanish, so it's like that shit. Like, all right, bet P, I see you.
No, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, we
dude.
got a few songs and shit. You know, like we still working on some shit. That's what I really fuck with. That's family right there.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
dope. That's
Pee
dope.
Wee, the homie
Yeah, he
Looney.
seemed like a good
Yeah,
person
yeah.
too, bro.
Shout out
you know?
my boy Corrupt. You know, I got a few loved ones back home and shit. You know, in Vegas, my second hometown now and shit.
Yeah, I know, right? You're gonna be state to state, bro.
Nah,
Yeah.
yeah, but Vegas is cool and shit.
Yeah,
you know?
so we're gonna have to make a trip out to Vegas then, bro,
Yeah,
and
that-
bring the podcast over there.
Yeah.
Just like you saw what we did with Utah and shit.
Yeah, I
no?
seen that. That shit was dope.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'm trying to go to Utah.
Yeah, we'll probably plan something for Vegas then, bro, and maybe interview Pee Wee and any other artists you can tap us in with out there, bro, and you know try and get them.
Yeah.
You know, we're not looking for artists that are doing their numbers for that reason. I mean, we're trying to find the artists
Nah,
that
but
are
if they're there, they're
having
there.
a
you
hard
know?
start and
Yeah.
shit, bro. You get me?
That's
And-
true.
And then like they just need that
That exposure.
like that exposure, bro. And we're a small channel, bro. So I'm not gloating like we fucking
Nah, but
doing
hey,
big and
everybody
shit,
know
you
the West Factory. Right now, earlier the homies tapped in with me. They're in Washington. They're like, "Hey, we gonna be watching." They're rocking the hat.
Oh shit!
They're like
yeah,
the
yeah,
W
yeah.
hat. They're like, "Damn, these
Yeah,
fools got
yeah.
the merch out there."
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we've shipped as far as Japan, bro. New Zealand. I forgot what other country, bro.
That shit's badass.
But
That's
like
dope.
3 European countries and shit, bro. I
Hey,
think it was Italy and shit.
I be
dude, you know?
tripping out too, cause sometimes I get people hit me up from like fucking, like somewhere in fucking like foreign ass country and shit, and it's like they be banging the hood.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm like, these
shit.
motherfuckers are
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
You know, I've had homies call me from New York, like, "What's up, man? He's up." Like,
yeah, yeah.
like damn, like yeah, we bump your shit. I'm like, that shit's crazy.
Oh, that is dope. That is dope, bro. And a lot of our following and orders come from the Ventura County area, dude.
Okay, yeah,
Mostly all from over
Oxnard
there,
be showing
Ventura,
love,
Oxnard, and all
yeah.
that, bro. You know.
yeah. Shout out my boy Roto.
Oh yeah, he
My
was
boy
on the
Roto
chat
G.
too, bro.
Shout
You
out,
know, he was
man.
doing his thing.
That's
dude.
another boy that can rap.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
know.
shit, Hawthorne 310's on, bro. He's one of the dudes that's been since day one too.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
as a, you know, he supports our fan page as
Well,
well.
shout
too,
out
and
Hawthorne,
everything,
man.
Bro. Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out everybody supporting and loving the page
Yeah, bro.
and the fan bam. That's it's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what we do it for.
That's what we do it for, dude, for sure, man. You know, and try and get people on, you know.
Yeah.
So anything you want to say to the people out there listening, bro? You know.
Man, just fucking keep your head up and shit. It's not gonna rain forever. Feel me? And I always tell people, look, man, I'm not all that, but I've been in the scene. I've been in the room full of fucking, some real fucking top dogs and shit. And it's like, and I know
In the
these-
streets and in the studio.
both, yeah. And it's like, if I could do it, y'all could do it. Like just follow your dreams and shit. Don't ever let nobody try to tell you ain't shit. And when they do, just use that shit as motivation and fuel.
Yeah, cause look, coming out from an emotional situation, bro.
Oh yeah.
An addiction, bro.
Dysfunctional family.
Being in prison and all that, and you
in and
still
out,
out here grinding
still
and
fucking
shit, bro,
going through
you know?
it. I still got problems. I ain't riding around no fucking, Maybach, nothing like that.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
even
yeah.
if I was, like, a motherfucker will always be humble and shit,
Yeah.
And that's one thing people know, like,
If I had a Maybach, I would still be eating chili cheese
I'll
fries. in
still
the
be
Maybach
eating,
and
like the
shit.
homegirl innocent came in just fucking eating top ramen. I'll still be
Right,
spreading
yeah.
that shit out. Like, what's the deal? Southside spread.
For real, dude, There's just certain things
And
that,
she young, too. She came in with her top ramen. She didn't give a fuck.
for real, huh? She like,
That's
I gotta
right.
eat and shit.
like, I'm
and,
hungry.
And the buzz ball and shit. you know?
Right?
Yeah,
I'm like, where's mine at?
Nah, but we're gonna have her on innocent. We're gonna have her on the 30th, bro.
Y'all
so
make sure y'all check
y'all
her
see the
out.
flyer and shit. As you seen,
And
we got,
some, and she got some hot ass features like
yeah,
lined
I
up.
seen she did
I
music
bet-
with Bladachi and shit.
Yeah,
you know?
well, Pokey from Hoovers. I just seen her shoot a video with him and shit like that. And I've been seeing her grinding. That's
dope.
why I'm like, come through, pull up.
Yeah, yeah. She tapped in. She's
She
like,
tapped in.
oh, the homie said, and I was like, which one? And he goes, Flocks and shit. I was like, oh, that's the boy. He's gonna come today and shit. You
yeah,
know?
so I'm like, slide through.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Roto said some Jimmy burgers and shit. You know?
Oh, shit. Hey, my boy Roto know what's the deal. Lancashire, baby. Feel me?
Yeah.
But not.
Sickness for Huntington Bark said, that's right, Flocks. Send mine some real shit. Keep with that positivity. It'll come back.
Always.
Good looking out to the West Factory, trying to look out for the streets. We trying, bro. We trying to look out for the streets, man. And you know what? I was trying to talk to my partner, Charlie West, earlier about like this is kind of like what we're doing right here, and I couldn't find the words, bro, to like say. But like he said, like I didn't want to say we're connected to the streets. None of that. But like he's saying, like we're looking out for the streets, bro. And
Nah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
well
yeah.
said, Sickness, because that's exactly what we're trying to do.
That's all
bro,
we're
you know?
doing, positivity, fucking make sure we do our job and shit, not misguiding the youth, because there's so much fucking misguidance nowadays. It's like, it's crazy. And if you about that, that's cool. I respect it. I've been there, I've done that. But at the same time, like, I don't ever fucking like pressure anybody like, oh, you got to be from the hood. Like, nah, hell no. If you don't want to be cool, if you do, then like, it's on. I done jumped in so many homies and shit. A lot of homies know me for, for being in and out, being in the streets with them, running around. And like, I jumped in the gang of homies, and it's so it's like, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not promoting that shit. I'm not
exactly, bro.
I'm not here to fucking like, oh, you got to, you got, this is it. Nah,
but at the same time, you ain't their daddy and shit.
I ain't their daddy. You want to be from the hood, you can bring your ass over. Here we go. Count, motherfucker.
That's usually what I would tell like younger people in general, not gangsters, but just people in general. I'd be like, damn, you shouldn't drink that, bro. But you know what? I ain't your dad, bro.
Straight up.
You get me? But I'll tell you not to, I'm
gonna tell you.
But I ain't gonna stop you and shit, bro.
And I've always been like that. Like, if I never seen you drink, I never seen you use drugs, I'm not gonna be the one like, here.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck no.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be the one to corrupt your life.
Yeah.
That's you feel me?
Yeah,
Taking somebody's
I had
innocence.
that happen to me when I was younger. I remember they were passing the blunt, and then I won't say the homie's name, but he was like, he was gonna pass it, and then he's like, I've never seen you blaze, bro. He's like, you and blaze, and I was like, oh, I've never blazed. He's like, well, you ain't starting today.
That's
like,
right, and that's a good homie.
At the first time, I was kind of like, damn, what a jerk ass fool, bro. You get
At
me?
first, yeah, trying to be cool and shit.
But now I understand it, right? Like, it ain't gonna be on me, bro. You get me?
Nah, yeah, because some, and that's already too much shit I live on my, have on my conscience that I have to live with, and it's like that's another reason why, like. I already like, fuck, I could have done this, changed that, fuck, so it's I don't want to be the fucking the bad influence. I want to be that cholo your grandma looks at and be like, oh, that's your friend, like that's a good friend, not pinche mandalo.
Yeah, like, hey, get rid of that fool here. Shit,
why you here, fucking cholo?
Nah,
todo rayado and shit, like
for real. But and a lot of people get the wrong impression sometimes like that, bro. Even though they're good people, but their past has made them who they are today, but they get judged like how they look.
I get that, especially when I get a fresh cut, or if I, shave my head, motherfuckers be like, come on, like, you guys judging the book by its fucking cover.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's one another reason, like, my music has helped me express, and people will be like, damn, you really, like, you kind of soft inside, like, like, man, shut your ass up.
I don't want to say the word Pop-Tart because that's an insult, but,
everybody knows what's up.
For real.
Nah, but it's all good.
It's the cats that don't have to say it that you should be, when somebody's saying they hard, that's the kind of cat that you're like, all right, bro, you hard, all right,
soft like a marshmallow,
but hey, and then just a shout out to the North Side in general, bro.
Hey, shout out to the whole camp.
Yeah, bro. I mean, Player got some talent, bro.
That boy,
man,
he can rap.
And he's smooth with the girl songs, bro. The piano beats and shit, bro. He gets down, and he can do the hop out music and shit.
I still owe my boy a verse or two. Like, that's the big homie and shit. The homie just came home from doing a lot of time and shit.
Bro.
So I give it to him, and that's why when I talked to him the other day, and he's like, look, I got all this shit going on. So it's like, I'm like, look, bro, I get it. I'm on the same boat. Like, I get it. He like, I love how the homies like look at me and be like, fool, like you kind of help pave the way, like for us, you motivate me. I'm like, damn, I'm your younger homie, So that shit like gives me a good feeling and shit to know that my homies are listening and they rooting for me and they support me and
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna get Player was one of the first ones we had on here when we were doing it with our phone, bro.
That's just crazy.
So that's just so you see the lights out and everything's different, bro. We were doing pre-recorded, so I can't wait to have him back and do the live, bro. I might hit him up actually after this.
Yeah, he was telling me like, tell the homie Smurf what you want. Like, hold on, cuz we're on live.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell him, bro, like for sure to come through again, bro.
Run it back.
Give us an update. But look, Player, Flox. You got the homie Cat doing the Streeter clothing brand.
That's my boy. Shout out Cat. Me and Cat, got history. And I dropped that Northside Baby project, and Cat was really behind a lot of that. Yes, you were there in some of those tracks, and that's I love that project. It was a fun project. It didn't go the way I wanted it to. I still haven't shot no videos for it, but like a lot of those songs I like. And that's another thing. I feel like I'm one of those Hispanic artists that's really slept on and shit. You feel me? So it's like, and I just let the music talk for itself, and like I always tell people, man, shit, we go bar for bar. You know what I mean? So it's like,
no, that's dope, dude.
But Shout out Cat, you know, shout
Yeah,
out the
shout
whole
out to the
Lancashire,
Streeter brand out there, bro. They're
all
trying
that
to
shit.
get that off
And
the
free my
ground
boy
and all that,
Menace,
bro.
man, because he, you know, my boy fucking, he doing a long ass stretch, and he's like, he very supportive, you know.
Oh, that's dope,
So
bro.
yeah, you feel me?
Dope. Nah, and that's dope, man. So yeah, everybody, you know, it's good to see the talent in the streets and it coming together and working out somehow, bro.
Nah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
love right there, man.
And that's
you
how
know?
we should be, you know, like
Yeah, yeah.
we're one big ass happy family and shit, you know.
No, yeah, definitely. But nah, we'll have you back soon enough, bro. Anything last words you want to say or anything, bro?
Yeah, fucking, I supposed to have dropped this fucking project already, fucking a Thug's Diary. I've been sleeping on it. I've been, you know, but I've been like holding off on it because I wanted that shit to be cool and shit. It's more for the ladies and shit, you know. Me expressing myself more and shit. You know, to some different type beats and shit. You know, I think I dropped like 3 tracks already.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, but it's on the way. I've been speaking on it. I've been talking about it. I've been posting it, but it's like I've been, you know, keeping that shit in the vault.
What's it called again, dude?
A Thug's Diary.
Oh shit, that's dope.
You
Yeah,
feel
that's
me?
a dope name.
You know, so it's like, you know, it's gonna be a
So
little bit
stay
more.
tuned for Thug's Diary, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
more for the
dropping
ladies
soon
and shit.
you know?
Feel me? Show motherfuckers I can really just switch it up on them and shit.
Some
you know?
Key Sweat type shit or what?
Yeah.
Or some R. Kelly type shit? You know?
Nah, hell no, we ain't doing R. Kelly shit.
Hey, you know what? Like, look, dude, R. Kelly,
He
as
got
a
music
person,
hard.
sucks, but
Yeah,
that
his
music,
music-
is banging.
that music hard.
And I think sometimes people gotta separate the one. I guess he gets paid, so it sucks, you know. But I don't know. I still fuck with R. Kelly music,
just a
bro.
pissy situation.
It's just a pissy situation, bro. Yeah. No pun intended, you know.
Go
But
through
like Michael
showers for
Jackson, when he
sure.
was doing all this dumb shit, I still bump fucking Michael
Michael,
Jackson, bro. You
yeah,
get me?
that's
You know?
true.
But I bump it as a song, bro. Like me, and I'll say this before we close out. I'm not a fan of like when I like music.
Yeah,
Like I don't necessarily know.
it could be the
who
enemies.
artist
It could
is
be the
and shit,
enemies,
bro.
and if
You
this
get
shit
me?
hard, I'm gonna be like,
I'm
that
a
shit
bump
hard.
it, bro. I'm a bump it. I might not give you props and shit, but I'm a bump it and be like, "This a dope ass song, bro." You
Yeah,
get me?
yeah.
Like my playlist, like I don't want to say all the names I got on there, but I
Yeah.
mean I got some music that people say is whack as fuck, bro, and I'd be like, "That's just dope." to me
I
and
have some
shit,
music.
you
I'm
know?
like, damn, why the fuck did I even drop that? Like, what the fuck was I thinking? But then again, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't drop the music, but I bumped like a Chino Grande song. You get me?
I seen his
you
shit
know?
not too long ago. They reposted some shit. He was spitting some shit.
I like
okay.
dollars and pesos, bro. But again, I don't know him, bro. I don't know his situations. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
like
I
I've
feel
never
that.
met him. But dollars and pesos, I fuck with that.
Yeah,
song
and the
shit, you
music,
know me?
that's how I am. I'm very like open to the music and shit. It could be a weirdo. It could be fucking. It could be if the music's hot, it's hot.
Yeah.
Like look at SPM.
Yeah,
He had a lot of hot ass shit, but I ain't fucking with him.
Yeah, me.
But
either.
you know, his music, and I see why it takes us to go so crazy. You know,
Lisa said R. Kelly. She put a laughing face emoji. You know, hey man,
y'all gonna
you
get some
know?
R. Kelly out of me. Like they're gonna
Hopefully
be like, what the fuck?
Hopefully we don't get shut down because of these comments. And
Nah,
shit, bro.
fuck that.
But look, again, it's for the love of the music.
Of course.
You get me? If something's dope, it's dope and shit. Like when I watch a movie, I watch it because it's dope. I don't care who the actor is.
Nah,
and
yeah.
shit. You get me? Like, yeah.
But y'all make sure to go follow, subscribe, like to the West Factory,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the 6 blocks. Shout out to the homies from the 6. You know, my YouTube channel. Go YOUNGFLAKZ18HUNNID. Instagram YOUNGFLAKZ18HUNNID. You know, go show some love. I see a lot of people be fucking watching and just be like, I don't know what y'all doing. Like, subscribe, fucking follow, whatever it is. Got like 30,000 people fucking looking at my shit, and you know my shit's brand new, so it's like motherfuckers show some love.
Yeah. What's your app, bro? So that people know and shit.
YOUNGFLAKZ18HUNNID
On Instagram?
on Instagram and shit, you know.
Uh-huh.
But the 18 is
YouTube?
spelled on Instagram. The 18 is ATEEN, and then Hunnid HUNNID. But then there's 3 Ds at the end. YouTube YOUNGFLAKZ18HUNNID. But
with the flocks with the Z at the end.
yeah,
and
with
shit,
the
right?
Z,
Yeah.
you know, not the 1800. I should have done it like that. Made it easier. I seen a lot of people searching it up like that. But you know, it's just it is what it is.
Yeah.
But nah, yeah. Just run that shit up, you know. We got more shit. Like, you know, like me and Dopey still got some shit. Me and Buck always have some shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm trying to get Knockout, the homegirl Innocent on some shit. You know, fucking Wish. You know, we've been speaking about this shit, but I just been, like I said, dealing with all this court shit. But
Yeah.
I'm
so
back on the grind.
That's dope to hear, bro, and it's good to see you coming through this shit and go make something happen. For
And
sure,
then,
bro.
you know, like all the homies, if I forgot somebody, oh, you know what? Shout out my boy G Baby though, for reals though.
Oh shit, yeah.
The homie went on
the Pico and Union.
Hey,
boys,
the homie
boy,
went
you
on
know?
fucking on No Jumper, like 2 years ago and showed mad love, you know? And they fucking I got put on this movie soundtrack. My homegirl Tiffany She did fucking a movie called Bora. It's on Tubi. I think she might have it on Hulu and shit like that. Check it out. It's called Bora. She even threw my song in there. You know, had a couple of the homies in the movie.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so it's like
Bora on Tubi.
yeah, so you know
check that out,
they got Death Before Dishonor, one of my tracks on there and shit. They riding around bumping that shit. I'm like, damn, that shit's crazy. You know, watching my shit on the TV screen in a movie, like, god damn.
Nah, I feel
but yeah,
that.
shout out my boy G Baby. You know, the whole fucking Pico Union. YC, I see you.
I wanna. Oh yeah, YC, he's doing his thing.
He's doing his thing right now. And then they got the clothing. Oh, gutter babies.
That one and all family, no recruits or something, right?
Yeah, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to homie Lil T too from Westlake.
Yeah.
You know, we had the Keep It Cracking track. I don't know if you ever seen that. Lil T got some fire. I don't know, but he's all in the boxing right now.
I haven't seen him and shit, dude.
Yeah, he got some fire, you know.
But yeah, we following YC and shit, dude. We seeing him doing his thing. We actually trying to get him on here soon, dude. You know, it was supposed to be actually today.
Oh, for real?
But he said, he forgot it was Easter. He had something to do with his fam. So I reached out and see what other dates we can get.
Okay.
But my favorite YOUNGFLAKZ18HUNNID song is Run It Up. Just have to put that out there and shit, bro, you know?
Yeah.
That's just dope right there, dude, you know?
Yeah, free the little homies
right
and
there,
shit. Hey, a lot of those little homies right there in that video are fucking locked up right now. So,
really?
Hey, that's why I be telling the youth, man, you gotta watch what y'all be doing and shit. Yeah, my little brother's one of them. There's like 3-4 of the little homies in that video. They're
See, so I got YOUNGFLAKZ on my playlist right there. He got 2 songs on my playlist.
That's right.
And then just after this, I'm gonna check out Dishonor, the one
the Death Before Dishonor.
I'm gonna check
that's
that
my
one
shit.
out, bro.
That's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's a little story, but it's like it go crazy.
Oh shit, SI West Best showed up, man. Thanks for showing up, showing some love. Lisa, I seen you on the chat, active right here. After this, we're gonna print that shirt off for you. You're gonna get it soon.
You're gonna get that. We're gonna ship it
sure.
off. But yeah, shout out to everybody who tapped in, show love.
Yeah,
man.
definitely, man. You know, share, subscribe, follow, you know, the whole nine. You know, it would be really helpful. Y'all can help us out. Is put some comments after the video drops, you know, because we're low on the comments and shit. So we would appreciate you.
Yo, run that shit the fuck up. Come on, quit playing. The homie put a lot of work and dedication into this shit. Feel me?
We try, man. We try. We be out here.
He took the, like he said, he took his day off to come fucking make this shit happen.
Hey, Flax hit me up. I'm telling you, it was like we're here and shit.
I'm like, what can I do while I'm in LA? I'm like, you know what? I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Bam.
Bro, you know?
Yeah, and I've been, you know, like I told you, I've been dying for this shit. Like, you know, like I'm like, damn. Even on the program time, I seen all the homies on there. Bug, BG.
Oh, that's how it started when you hit me up,
I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Like, y'all missing me.
Yeah. Nah, and then, you know, I always look out, bro. I'm always like,
hey,
hey,
the
man,
homie Smurf,
you know? Like,
even when I was working on my little Northside Baby project, like,
I'm always like, texting you, like, hey, hit the studio, bro.
He did a lot.
I got this beat, bro. I got this
shit,
he
sent like a whole beat pack and shit like that, you know?
I try, bro, you know?
Nah, you do more than you're supposed to, that's for sure, you know? Like, the homie does a lot. The homie helps a lot of us, not just me, you know? There are a lot of the homies from the hood. He's looking out. He's, you know, pushing this shit hard.
We trying. We gonna get up there, man. One step at a time and shit, bro.
Oh, yeah.
We all be sipping champagne in Angelese like Tupac said in a swimming pool one day, bro.
Straight
you know?
up.
That's the goal and shit, man.
And Thugs Mansions.
You know, for sure, man. And if not, we die trying, bro.
Get rich or die trying,
you know?
like 50.
That's for sure, shit. But nah, hey, thanks to everybody that tapped in. Make sure you visit our website, Wax Factory. I almost forgot our own website. Goddammit. Nah,
we're not even drunk.
www.thewestfactoryshop.com. We got 15% on all orders. We just dropped new hats, new designs and everything. Make sure you check us out and get some of that gear for us.
Some of that fresh ass fucking gear, man.
Yeah, remember we got the Champion City's Yo Boy Smerf t-shirts we just launched to help the podcast out for $25.
And that shit's hot.
Yeah, DM us if you're interested in shit.
The Smurf, that shit hot. I'm like, that's a badass logo.
Yeah, we try to come up with something neutral and more, you know, because we do a lot of the West Side or a lot of this, so we wanted to do something that anybody can rock and shit, bro.
And y'all make sure y'all go get that North Side fucking, come on, man.
Oh, yeah. Fly's about to get one right now
hey,
and
that's
shit, man.
Exclusive shit. Players like, I need one.
Yeah. Both of y'all and shit, dude, you know? When y'all come through for sure, man, you know?
It's all love, man. It was a pleasure.
Smurf is a good. I'm over here stuttering, bro. I think I must be a little tired now. Huh? Smurf is a good guy, always telling his stories. Yeah, I got a relatable life, bro. That's what I mean and shit, you know?
And that's
but we all do, right? Because we've all been through the trenches in a way, bro, right? Similar lifestyles and all that, bro, you know? And we can all relate to something in life that others have gone through and shit, bro.
We're all connected somehow.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And the streets is always one way.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, and shout out to our sponsors, man. Sweet Life, the Michelada. She be showing up love and all that, man. She got some bomb ass fucking mixes, candy, all that shit. She does events with agua fresca. But those Michelada cups, man, they fire and shit, you know?
The homie just had one.
Yeah, I know. And shout out to Just Junk Pros, man. You know, hit him up for quotes if you need some junk removed. You know, like hit him up. He'll show you some love too, man. Just tell him the West Factory sent y'all, man, when y'all buying some of this stuff, man. And shout out to Val Seafood. I know she be open on Sundays, man. She doing it out of her
For
pad.
the hungovers.
Yeah, she be doing it out of
the
her pad.
hangovers.
And that's Wishes Cuñada, bro. So she started her own seafood business. Basically quit her job. Was like, I'm gonna go ham on my seafood shit, and she's
Like,
making her plate.
She's fucking putting her time into her dream.
Yeah,
You know?
and she's been busy, bro, selling out and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, so it's working out for her,
Man,
man.
y'all gonna make sure you all tap in with her.
She
for
decided
real.
to, follow her dream, bro,
That's
and do
good,
her own
man.
business
Just how
and shit,
you know,
man,
just how we all are.
Right now, they got like the little backyard with the tables. They're putting a TV on for the fight, so people can go and grub at their pad and shit, bro. You know?
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, they doing it on Sundays, man. So I'm gonna pull up.
And like I said, I need a cameraman, man. If y'all know somebody in Vegas, plug me up.
Yeah. Shout out to my wife. She just tapped in. She said the best.
Shout out to wifey.
100.
Hey, 1800.
Yeah, she be supporting, bro. You know.
That's right.
Yeah,
Hey, that's
yeah.
a good wife right
For
there,
sure,
man.
She good, man. You know.
That's they should be, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking supporting.
I always be
love.
telling her, hey, hop on the chat and shit, make me look good, you know? And she be like, if I'm hop on the chat, it's gonna be something real. So I be like, I like that too.
That's
shit,
right.
though, bro, you know? Nah, but hey, thanks for everybody that tapped in on a Saturday night. Tomorrow's Easter. Happy Easter to
Happy
anybody that
motherfucking
celebrates
Easter.
it.
Hey.
Hide them eggs with them $20 or them $5 for the kids so they can feel like, you know, some ballers when they get that
Straight
golden
up.
egg or something.
Straight
Shit,
up.
you know? But other than that, man, thanks for everybody that tapped in, keeping the chat active and all that, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Stay tapped in. Thank y'all.